I am talking about human design with life coach and business mentor Amanda Leigh Walker. I met Amanda through Kerry Kaligi, who you may remember from episode 62. Kerry leads an incredible online women's circle, and Amanda and I were paired up for an exercise in the group, and we were so excited to discover that we both lived in Melbourne. So we met up for a chai latte and a walk, and a beautiful friendship was born. I knew of Amanda as the co-founder of Lord of the Fries in Australia. I had watched in awe as she and her husband grew their plant-based restaurant franchise over the past 20 years. And I was just thrilled to learn about how she was mentoring other women and entrepreneurs to build conscious lives and businesses. And one of the tools Amanda uses in her coaching is human design. I'd heard about it, but I had no experience with it. So Amanda did a reading for me, and I just couldn't believe how deeply it resonated with me. There wasn't one single thing that she said about my nature and energy and the way that I make decisions that didn't ring true. And I have been using the map that Amanda gave me ever since to understand and celebrate my choices better. So I had to have her on the podcast so you could learn about it too. So let's dive in and get the skinny from Amanda Leigh Walker. Oh, Amanda, I am so excited to talk about human design with you, but I want to start a few steps back about how this all came to be, because you've done a lot of different things in your life. So I want to track some of these "it has to be me" moments. So talk about moving from Canada to Australia.
Oh, that's quite a big one. So
That's a big "it has to be me."
Yeah, wow. Yeah, so that started back in the year 2000 when I decided to move to Taiwan, actually. That was the country in between here and there. So in 2000, I moved to Taiwan to teach English as a second language. And I was there for almost 3 years, and I had multiple reasons to be there. So one was to make money, because Capricorn energy, I always like to travel and work and build my assets when I can.
Yeah.
And I also had incurred quite a large debt buying Super 8 films and then having to get them processed. I didn't realize how expensive that would be. I got obsessed.
Yeah, making films is expensive.
Yeah. So I had had gotten this line of credit, and actually was looking to find my husband. Isn't that strange to say? But I really knew that that was part of the purpose to go.
I think it's honest.
Yeah, it feels a little bit awkward to say that, but that was in my mind. I was like, yeah, that's what's next, So no boyfriends, none of that stuff. It's just like
you wanted to find a long-term partner.
Yeah,
that's
what we're doing.
Great love.
It's time, because I'm 25 at that time. So yeah, I went there and I'm teaching there for about 3 years, and then near at the end of the second year, around the end of the second year, I did meet someone that matched, exactly what I was looking for, and we liked each other. We were both vegetarian. He actually got a job at my school where I was teaching. We went out on our first, you'll like this, we went out on our first encounter together, and guess what he pulled out of his bag? Okay, you won't guess, but it's spirulina.
Oh.
Can you imagine?
You're like, this is my person.
I know. What a turn on, I was like, what? Of all the people in the world, so I just knew.
I can so relate to that.
Isn't that funny?
You like greens? Me too.
Yeah. So the universe gave me all these signs like that, and we sat down at a table that had my favorite number, and he had my favorite book on his bookshelf, and I just knew that, okay, this is the one, so just you're going to roll with this now. And it happened to be the one at that time.
Yeah.
And we ended up, really bonding over food, primarily actually, and music and movies. And we moved to Australia together. We wanted to start a business. Oh, this story is going to blow out everywhere. But basically, yeah, he's Australian. So we moved here together to start a business. And then that's probably where the next question is going to come from.
Yeah. So, I mean, it blows my mind what you both created together with Lord of the Fries.
Yeah.
That's a huge "it has to be me."
Yeah. So that's a funny.
I mean, I dream about doing something like that, but I haven't done it.
Yeah, it's I didn't even know I was dreaming of that. So it's a funny thing. It just kept unfolding. It's one of these destiny type of things. So we had this alignment. We wanted to create, something that was matched our values at the time, which was like freedom, scalable. It matched our ethics, vegetarian, helping people. And we thought, okay, well, we'll open a restaurant. That's easy. Or we'll open a bed and breakfast. That could be good. Or we'll do a school canteen. And everything turned out to be not so easy as we thought. And we just kept searching. What's the idea? And we came up with food van. Very easy. We're still young. I think we were 27 around then at that time. So we had the energy for a food van. We could go to different music festivals and sell cool stuff. And then it was like, okay, well, what kind of cool stuff are we going to sell? And also you'll relate, we actually first wanted to start a smoothie, like healthy vibe van. But no one wanted that.
I would have been all over that.
Yeah.
I would have been your number one customer.
You would have been the only customer at that time, because Australians at the festivals, they were eating a lot of rubbish.
Yeah.
And the first juice revolution was just kind of slowing down, like all the juice stores were closing. But yeah, so we couldn't get in with that idea, although that was my favorite high vibrational food. However, my second favorite was French fries. So we decided.
You are so my spirit animal. If there was an hour left on Earth and I didn't have to worry about my health, I would spend it eating French fries.
Yeah, I hear you. So we thought, okay, can't have fruit, so we'll have fries, which is a vegetable.
Oh, that's a hashtag. No fruit, fries.
Yeah, so we went with the potato, which we both loved fries. And if you might know or not know, but at that time, most fries were created with beef, cooked in beef tallow. So we couldn't even eat them when we went out. So, we're at all these places with like no food. So we thought, well, no one's doing like the fries in the cone like they have in Europe. Have you been to Amsterdam? Yes. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah. And in Canada, we had this idea of poutine, cheese and gravy. Yeah. I'm not sure if you had that. And Mark hadn't tried that, so. And he was giving me ideas from here, I think sweet chili sour cream. And so we just thought, you know what, we're going to make fries with dipping sauces and rock the festivals. And we'll go to all these concerts. It'll be so fun. And that's what we did. We just started this food van with the idea that it's going to be a smash hit. And it was.
And it was. And so then it just became this national chain.
It did. It
expanded all over Australia and then into New Zealand. So talk about the it does not have to be me moment where you suddenly were not going to be doing that anymore.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. So that went on for many years, at least up until 2021. And then lockdown came. And in Australia, we locked down for 2 years.
So hard on businesses. I mean, on everybody, but...
Yeah, it was. So that was, probably the greatest challenge I had, dealing with not only our source of income drying up, our sense of purpose actually sort of evaporated, and then all the franchisees that had been responsible for dealing with that. So that has to be me not doing that all of a sudden forced out of the hand. And that's sort of where human design and all of that kind of emerged. So one thing sort of slid out of the way, nothing to do there, done everything. Yeah. Business is just running. And, Mark and I had studied meditation, and I had been on a spiritual journey for a long time. I admit it had kind of paused for quite a long time, but this was a bit of a revival period, probably for a lot of people.
Yes, myself included. Absolutely.
Yeah. So when you're stuck, without the busyness of life is when you start to hear the inner calling comes again.
It was a beautiful regenerative time if you allowed it in.
Yeah, it was. It actually was the best in some ways, but the hardest in other ways. So, it was probably the best thing that could have happened in spiritually speaking, I suppose. Yes. So. Yeah, so in that time, I leaned into my other interests, which was teaching meditation. I had studied with a few teachers, Laura Poole and Johnny Pollard, and some of the Vedic teachers, and done some TM. So I leaned into that, and I was just, leading some group programs, and had been studying with William Whitecloud. Well, it's actually the best time ever, this lockdown. I had a lot of things done.
You were productive.
Yeah. So part of all of this productivity, I'm, laying in bed as you do, and I keep seeing this human design coming up. through the socials. And at first I was like, what is this? Strange, very strange. Some things you reject at first because it's just too out there. And I thought, what is this? This doesn't make any sense. But it kept coming.
Tell me more about that. Tell me more about the part of you that was rejecting it, that when this doesn't make sense. Where was that coming from?
Well, first of all, like I think I judged it because I thought that I might, I look back and I think maybe I would be judged for being interested in this because it was based on astrology. So I thought maybe
the sort of pseudoscience, hippy dippy aspect of it.
Yeah, does that make me flaky? And that's always something I don't want to be seen as, but probably might be slight part of my tendency, So it's like, it's very attractive to me because it's so out there and so strange. And then it's like, if I align with that, how will people take me seriously?
Because you were a businesswoman and you were consulting other business owners and
You get it. Yeah.
So what was it has to be me moment where you decided, no, I'm drawn to this. This actually does make sense to me. I want to learn more about this.
Well, there's a couple parts to that. So one part was when I started to really lean into my type, which is something I'll share with you later when we shift into the human design. When I started to lean into what my type was, which is a projector, I started to recognize a lot of parts of myself that I had been denying or discouraging or avoiding. So I started to see myself again and meet myself again. And I was really started to be very validating, who am I really actually, who am I? And then I started reading other people's designs and it was just uncanny, and the recognition and connection that it brought was very beautiful. So it was giving evidence basically that it's genuine. I think the guy had the way the originator, he channeled it in Ibiza. And he changed his name to Ra'uruhu, and I was sort of judging him on that. But then, funnily enough, a year later, I go to a plant ceremony, and I'm doing ayahuasca, and then I started channeling it.
Yes.
So who's the judge here? You know what I mean? So anyway.
So is judgment part of the shadow of your human design? Was that something that came up for you?
Oh, that's very interesting. I hadn't looked at it like that. Very good. This part of your design is you've got the shaman channel there.
Well, it's just, I am getting a download about it. So as we're talking, and I just went, isn't it just so great when very clear mirrors present themselves to you?
Yeah.
And if you have the courage to look and take the self-judgment out of it, it's just extraordinary what can come from those moments. Yeah. So I guess that's what's coming in for me as I'm listening to you.
Yeah, you're right. And when you say that, I quickly think the largest part of my design is to be an individual and accept myself and become who I am and live to my truth. And I think that the shadow of that would be, probably something I've struggled with, a lot of us do, which is being accepted, being validated in other people's eyes, feeling worthy, belonging, so it actually would trigger all of those things if I were to be like, hey guys, I like human design, it's so weird and out there and wacky, but I'm taking it very seriously and I do.
It just makes so much sense to me. I mean, when you did my reading, I was just, wasn't I? I kept stopping going, yes. I mean, I think I felt like my head was going to knock off my body because I was just nodding constantly going, yes. No, you didn't say one single thing to me that didn't resonate.
Yeah, I love
in my body as true, as being truthful. And when you say, worrying about what people think, or those were not your words, but that's how I heard it.
Yes.
It resonates with me. I mean, when somebody tells me that they don't care what people think, do you know what I want to say? Okay, so you're not being honest with yourself, or you're a sociopath, because we have to care what other people think.
Yeah.
Or we hurt people. We have to be aware of other people's feelings. We don't want it to be at the expense or out of balance with what we think about ourselves. But I celebrate that I care what other people think. I'm never going to not care. I mean, I've just embraced that. And sometimes it's an inconvenient truth, but more often than not, it's a liberating truth. I mean, depending on how we look at it, but I can certainly relate to you in that
Yeah.
regard.
I feel liberated right now listening to you. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Thank you. So it's one thing to embrace it on a personal level
Mm.
and go, okay, this makes sense to me. What was the it has to be me to say, well, I'm actually going to do this. I'm actually going to read for other people.
Yeah, well, I guess that ceremony was a pretty big clue, and
Yeah.
no one was doing it, and I just started doing it for my clients and my friends, and it was very life changing. So I just kept going, and it's just rolled on from there. It's part of my skill set, part of my talent. It's part of the gifts I was given. I guess it's easy for me. I love it. It's easy, and I know how to blend it with a so people can read it like you can read it just something off a page, but it's different when you're also like tuned into that person and their needs and their dreams and their energy and their backstory. You're bringing it to life for them, as a coaching tool and as a mirror and as an awareness tool. Like, this is you in your highest version. Embrace you. So I guess once you pop, you can't stop.
Oh gosh,
really
isn't
fun.
that true? I mean, there's no putting Pandora back in the box. This is why I love Pandora. Once you release her and you take her out of the box, there's no putting her back in, because she doesn't belong there, because she's a goddess.
Yeah.
And she's going to teach you things you need to know about yourself. I mean, I love hanging out with Pandora in any way, shape, and form. So I want to ask, I'll ask you some questions within the context of this broader conversation, because it's just really interesting to me how you're using human design as a tool amongst other tools when you're coaching, people. So let's talk about what human design is. So we're all starting from the same knowledge base.
Okay, we start from the same knowledge base. Yeah, so it's basically, it's a combination of different modalities. So it makes it very interesting. So you're combining the Chinese I Ching, you've got a bit of Vedic, Hindu energy centers, you have the Kabbalah tree of life, which is your chart, and your birthday, birth time, birthplace. And so you put that all together and it creates a body graph, which is basically a map of your energy, your conscious and unconscious energy that you would have. Okay, I like to look at it like before we're born. If you imagine as a soul, you have it's like a vending machine or a computer, and you pick all the different things, and it comes up with a framework, an energy framework that you can live through and be born through and experience through. It's still, you'd still pull in your life experiences and maybe your past life and your DNA and maybe your future and all of this stuff, but it gives you a basic energetic framework, the things that your energetic skeleton, let's say. It's your design. So that's what it is. It's a map.
It's a map of you.
Yeah.
And so what does your human design chart reveal?
Okay. So many things. It depends on, I mean, it's got so much in it. But so if we're looking at, say when we're looking at yours, we'll be looking at your gifts, your talents, the energy you're bringing in, how your natural energy can amplify your business, how in alignment you are with your true nature, what some of your shadows might be that will always be there, what some of your natural tendencies will be that you might have thought are strange but are actually native to you and natural to you. But you can also look at different, like, relationships, how two people work together. You can look at your purpose. You can look at your, like, sexual energy through there. You can look at your skill set there. It's very vast, but I like to look at it as alignment with the best version of you and accepting yourself. I think that would be the first level, is self-acceptance, accepting your gifts, your talents, your tools, and then how are we sharing them and using them in the world and making use of them and connecting with and also it's a gateway to higher level spirituality for people who are not sure, what's true or not. It provides a portal to start to work with your own energy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally makes sense. I mean, it makes sense to me. Uh,
Yeah.
So, how can we then use the reading that we get and the information that we get about ourselves to inform behavior?
Cool.
How can we
Okay.
use it in our lives?
So there's lots of different ways, but one thing is to recognize, okay, how to make decisions. That's one of the biggest ones, is how your natural self makes decisions. So is it instinctual? Is it physical? Is it in the gut? Is it a flash of light in your mind? So each design, there's many variables in each person's design, but each design has its own way of making decisions. So you're emotional manifesting generator, so that gives you a slightly complicated pathway, but you've got two aspects. So when something's presented to you, do you want to work on a film? Do you want to write this book? Do you want to do this talk? You would have that as the invitation to you, and your emotion would first screen it. You'd have to go through an emotional, because in your design you've got emotion, so you'd go through an emotional wave, and then your body would either open to it or close to it. But that's something you'd feel inside yourself. Like, does my body have the energy? Does it have the yes for this? Fuck yes.
Yes.
Or hell no. So
yes.
you've got kind of two parts, whereas mine is a projector. I'm a splenic projector. So my body doesn't have as much communication. It's most just like a flash instinct, yes or no. More like a deer that's navigating in the woods, go left or right, quick. Yours has got more time, more feeling, more flow in it, more yes, no, maybe, I wonder. Like, it wants to experience, milk the invitation maybe a bit more, you could say it like that, so that it feels every part of it.
It feels like a really beautiful awareness tool.
I know, yes.
Being aware of what your natural design is.
Yeah.
And for me, it feels like it then just gives you permission.
Cool.
You give yourself permission at every turn once you have a greater awareness, and you go, yeah, that resonates with me. That is what I do.
Yeah.
Instead of fighting against it, you can work with it and befriend it and make your natural design your ally, as opposed to trying to be something else.
Exactly. And yours specifically, that emotional part. So some people are emotional and some people are other things. It's a long story, but yours specifically, people that are emotional often grow up thinking they're too much.
Yes, we've spoken about this. I mean, and I've spoken a lot about this on the podcast, where the I'm not enough story that exists within all of us, mine typically manifests as I'm too much.
Yeah, but
I'm
you're
too
not
loud,
too
I'm too emotional, I'm too opinionated, I'm too honest, I'm too forthright, I'm too ambitious. I'm just too much for most people,
Yeah, and your human design would say you're perfect as you are. This is how you're built.
Yes, and everybody, this is what I love about it.
Yeah, you are meant to be loud. You are meant to be self-expressed. You are meant to share. You're meant to feel all the feelings, and you're meant to teach through your feelings, and you're meant to show up, and you're meant to call out the truth. And not everyone's going to like that, but that's just you. And if you weren't doing that, then you would be trying to be something you're not, somebody else, pleasing other people. But the best is to be the true version of you, and to love yourself for that. That's what you're teaching me this too.
Oh, thank you. As you are teaching me with your natural superpowers. It's wonderful when you know what your superpowers are, you know what your design is, and then when you meet somebody else, you can recognize and appreciate and celebrate the differences. Absolutely. And the magic that can happen when you put the two things together, or the many things together. But it's really beautiful. So why is it called a design?
That's a good question. Yeah, because it is how it's your blueprint. It's like an architecturally drawn, designed by your energy. It has a pathway, it has a sequence, it has a frequency. It's your design, and it is also your operating manual. So it's got two aspects to it. Yeah, it's like your personal operations manual. So just like a house has a blueprint, or a business should have, a Bible behind it, it is your personal frequency, design. Yeah, it's and you picked it. That's another part.
Oh, tell me more about that.
Well, you would have chosen that as a soul. So we that's why we don't fight against our true nature. We accept ourselves, because on the higher level, we don't blame, other people for how we are. We accept that this could be created to me, by me, for me, as me. So your higher self would have brought this in for you. When you look at it like that, it's a little bit more fun.
Oh, a little bit more, a lot more fun.
Yeah.
I love it when we can embrace what appears to be inconvenient truths, and when we really celebrate them, they become liberating truths. It's a really lovely thing. You and I had a beautiful conversation about that when we went walking. So when we have our reading, we get this information and it resonates, how can we then use this soul map, this blueprint, this instruction manual, operating manual, as you say? I love that.
Yeah, that's so there's so many ways we can use it, but one thing I want to talk about, parenting, very briefly. I used it as a tool. So I've got 2 children, and as I was learning about design, of course, I looked at their design, and I was able to see, oh, wait, that's why Coco's like this. That's why Johnny's like this. And I was able to parent differently, and it created a lot more ease and flow in my relationships. So that's just one aside, like super bonus that helped me, because at first I thought my kids should be the same as me. Like, why aren't they doing these things? That's what I would do. Yes. And then I started to see, oh, well, let me try to do it like my son's a manifester. So how should I, what is this creative flow? Why is he angry? How do I work with that? So that's one thing. But switching more into a business aspect. So for example, you're a 1-3, right? So that's your profile. This is your investigator, experimenter, right? So you know that about yourself. You know yourself very well. So that's 2 parts of your energy. One is that you want to be a source of information, a strong source of solid, clear, foundational information. It's the first level of the building if there's 6 floors. And the third is the experimenter. So that's you trying things out for yourself so that you can then report. And it's an adventure, it's curiosity, it's like, but it's also building business. So you would, if I was like looking at my business thinking, okay, what's my next move? I might think, okay, so what information do I want to share with people, and how can I become an educator in this space, like you have become as Blender Girl, and other ways, lots of ways. I mean, that's in some ways I see you in so many ways, just embodying and educating, learning, embody, educate, learn, embody, educate. Try, learn, embody, educate. Like you're trying it for yourself and you're like, this works, this works, this works, this works. Try, don't do this, do this, do that, So yeah, you would look at maybe your brand and see, okay, how am I demonstrating my authority? And then how can I show people part of my journey, which is my trial and error, and how failure is part of feedback, because that's part of your signature.
Ooh, I like that. Failure is part of feedback.
Yeah. And that would be especially true for you.
Yes.
But, like tastes good, tastes bad. This machine works, this doesn't work. All the things, this relationship, very healthy, not healthy. In and out of alignment. Like you would have to do that, because that's part of the gift that you want to bring, is I'm here to show you how it's done, how it worked for me. Yeah.
Give me an example as a life coach in your coaching, or as a business coach, because you coach so many people. Calibrating and modulating your coaching style to the person, and then helping them use their human design to bring greater awareness to the choices that they're making.
Cool. So what I would do is I would find out what's working in their life, what's not working, and what's their vision. And then I would look at each design has its own kind of mechanics. So for example, if you're a projector and you're begging for attention, you're not going to get invitation like that. So I would check your design and see how are you showing up against that. So we can look at, for example, one of your greatest purposes is to be the Sphinx. That Sphinx, which is mysterious, but it's also a guide. So I would look in your life and I would say, and it's from the future, but it's also ancient. It's quite an amazing, the Sphinx. It's like one of the coolest things, right? It's a leader, and it's ancient mystery, and it's wisdom, and it's guiding, and it's compelling people toward it. So I would look and see, well, why aren't you leading? I wouldn't say it like that. I would be less like that, but I would say,
you could say it like that to me. You can. Just say it straight to me. I like it straight. Yeah.
Get out of bed and start leading. Come on, stand up. This is your purpose.
If you're not the lead dog, the view never changes.
Yeah. So I would be wondering, like, what are we doing about this? Like, how do we bring this into your reality? How can we cultivate more of this? What are the blocks? What are the shadows? And then we might look at what are your visibility blocks? What are your fears? Do some inner child work, which is not built into the design, but I have those trainings as well. So I would look at what is your resistance to being the truest version of you and help you become visible in that. And then because I'm business oriented as well, I would look at actually like what's working, what's bringing you money, where are you putting your energy that's someone else's version of you. So we would just be able to see what the truth is and how you measure up against that, and what do we need to do to bring that out in you.
Yeah. Is it fair to say that embracing human design really unleashed the intuitive part of you as a coach?
Yeah, I would say, well, do you know what? It's like plugging a USB into someone's energy. So
I love that.
My intuition was quite strong, but it validated how strong it is. If you look at my design and yours as well, it's intuition, awareness, all of that. So it's like, cool, all right, I'm built for this, first of all. Oh, yeah. And then also the projector is my type, is like, does have that lighthouse energy, and it's meant to guide people. It's meant to lead. It's meant to coach. So in that way, it's like, why aren't I doing, like, I love Lord of the Fries. I loved operations. I'm very good at that, and I can do that. And I have a small operations business where I help other people getting their business backbone together. But my highest gift is coaching. So, and guiding in that way. Not coaching.
Hey, we could create a new thing called coaching. Yeah.
She's the coach. Wow. Yeah. So anyways, that in my design, it's like, just speaks of that like a million times. And if I'm not living my design, what am I doing? So yeah, it validated that. And then for other people, though, if I quickly look at their design, I'm like, I know how to speak to them. I know how to help them. Instead of bringing my map to their world, I'm looking at their map. It's just easier to read their map objectively when you have their design. So that makes a coach just faster. It can cut through a lot of the conditioning and false masks very quickly. I love it.
Oh, yeah. So I would imagine it makes you a much more effective communicator in every part of your life.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because I would imagine when you met me, you did have my birthplace, my birth date, all the information, because we knew that we were going to do the reading. But the first time we spoke, you already knew what I was.
Yeah.
Without, having some of that information, it was just an extension of that. So,
you're very in line with your design. You are absolutely acing it.
Oh, well, that feels good to hear.
Yeah, it's cool.
Thank you. So, dear listener, we thought that we would do a reading to give you a sense of what it looks like, what it feels like to have a reading with Amanda. So she's going to do my human design. And for those of you that are members of Skinny 60 or have been coached by me, you're probably going to find this fascinating or validating because of the way that I tend to come at things in conversation with you. For those of you that are not members of Skinny 60 and haven't been coached by me, this might give a bit of insight into why I am the way that I am if you've been listening to this podcast. But I'm really excited to, and a little bit trepidatious for what might come of this, but also really just excited.
Cool. Yeah. So I love looking at your design, and I've got my notes here and my glasses on, but Yeah, like I said, you're living very true to your design. So you are an emotional manifesting generator. So what that means is the energy that you bring into the room is it's fast, it's enveloping, but it's also a whirlwind. So you're not walking in like me, I'm more like an arrow. You're walking in like a warm tornado, something like that, in the nice way, like woo, maybe like a whirlwind, we could say.
I'm okay with tornado.
Yeah, and it's beautiful and it's fast and it's in and out and it's like scanning. Okay, who needs to know this? Who can I help? And like where's it's bringing the vibe, but it's also looking like, well, what do we need to do here to bring this into alignment? It's searching for things to upgrade. So that's the natural energy type that's coming in, and then so you're coming into the room and you're bringing in the energy, like we said before. It's the 1-3. So you're bringing in the energy of solid knowledge. So you're a solid person. It's not flaky. It doesn't have that. It's a solid individual who's got resource, who knows what they're talking about, and they're presenting that. So it's like, if there was a question, we're going to be asking you, for the source information. It's a source person. And it's also someone who's probably working the room so maybe not necessarily at one party, but in life, it needs to, in a way, be working the room. It needs to meet a lot of people. It needs to have a lot of different connections. It needs to learn. It learns. So I say it's like you, but I kind of like objectify it a bit. So we'll just say it. It's an energy that learns from every experience. So it's like constantly consuming experiences so that it can like, what's this? I got that. Oh, it's just like constantly wants to taste it and to understand it and digest it, and then boop, done. Next thing. It wants more. It's a constant like lust for life, but not to burn through it, but it's every experience it has, it wants to upgrade.
Yes.
So it's not just nothing for nothing. Everything is very meaningful and important. Your soul is like puts people in front of you so you can evolve. So it's pretty cool. It's beautiful. All right. So we're looking at, that's your type. That's your profile. As mentioned, your authority is in your two parts. So it's in your emotions, but it's also in your body. So we throw a decision at an invitation to you. Do you want to be in this movie? Do you want to write this book? Do you want to come do this TED Talk or something like that? And first you would have to feel all the feelings. So a less evolved version of you might quickly make a decision in the moment that might not be the right thing for you, but they're so excited, or they feel rejected, or they're affected, triggered, basically. It's a person that could maybe be triggered. It's meant to do that, though, so that you, get that whole scope of emotions, and then it would land, and then your body, it's going to open up. It's going to open itself to, I can do this work. I can show up for this. I can be the best version of me in this experience with you. I've got time for you. That's the yes. Otherwise, it's forcing. The body will just close. The door is closed. If it's not true to you, it just won't. It just will collapse. It won't be able to show up.
If my body doesn't say yes, it's a hard pass.
Yeah.
If it doesn't feel right, it's not right, and I don't do it, no matter what anybody says or does. Now,
exactly,
the more evolved version of me.
What would have happened before? What would the other version have done?
Yeah, I mean, I would have, and look, sometimes this still happens, I could potentially withhold because I feel hurt. I don't feel safe.
Don't feel safe.
I will not say yes to something or not expand into something because I'm not enough, I'm too much story rears its head, and I'm afraid that I might get hurt. And so I won't put myself out there when I really should be. So that definitely can happen. Absolutely.
How about burnout? Can you get burnout?
Oh gosh, yes. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm constantly working on that, on creating firmer boundaries
Oh,
and finding more of a balance between
yeah.
work and play, between
Yeah.
self-care and care for others.
Because in your
That's a
type,
constant balancing act.
yeah, and you're powering yourself with nutrition and connection and energy, so you would have so much stamina to do. It's really then again being discerning about what's right for you at this time, so you don't get burnt out. So boundaries, two parts for your type are really important is to have boundaries around your time, your yeses and your nos, boundaries to make decisions, boundaries to make decisions, and then priority of yeses and nos inside of that, because you might say yes to many things, but then it's like, but how much of it? Yeah. So time boundaries, like, I need to think on this, I just need to feel it out, not rushing decisions, very important. But then also emotional mastery would have to be part of your signature success. If you don't have emotional mastery, you could be a hot mess.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess balancing your time, your food, your presence would also help keep the emotions, because there could be a tendency to have all the feelings all the time. So to learn how to, yeah. What are your practices for your emotional mastery, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, look, I do a lot of different therapies, a lot of
Yeah.
different modalities. That's just, there are just non-negotiables for me on a daily
Yeah.
basis and on a weekly basis and on a monthly basis. So meditation,
Yeah.
sound healing, acupuncture, psychotherapy, spiritual dance,
Nice.
shaking it off, I mean, there's
Yeah.
a lot of different practices, but yeah, the nutrition piece of it, the exercise piece, the sleep,
Yeah.
the power of the pause is a really big one for me.
Ooh.
I don't
Yeah.
always succeed with that.
Yeah.
And anyone in my life will tell you that more often than not, whatever's in my head spills out of my mouth. And I really have to remind myself about discerning, being mindful, speaking with consideration.
Yeah, that's built in your chart too. I remember when we were reviewing it. It's like sometimes not saying wrong person, not going to be received. Then you have to
Yes.
deal with the
Yes,
rejection.
I'm getting better at that as my
Yeah.
intuition gets even stronger
Yeah.
and my downloads get stronger and stronger about who is ready to receive my truth and my downloads, and who
Yes.
is not ready today. And that's
Yeah.
getting stronger and stronger, thankfully, because
Yeah.
yes, in the past, when you're able to see things, you want to share them. You want to share them
Yeah.
so that people don't get hurt. But it's often not mine to speak.
Yeah. That's
So
right.
that shadow part of what you're talking about can get me into trouble in relationships, and has in the past for sure.
Yeah. But ultimately it's a good thing, isn't it
Oh,
though?
it's a beautiful thing,
Yeah.
and more
It's the
often
best
than
thing.
not, anybody that knows me knows it's coming from a place of love. But I
Yeah.
have had situations, we spoke about this, where I might say something with love about something that's going on for somebody, and it's incredibly confronting.
They're not ready.
And so they will
Yeah.
retreat from me. And sometimes, a couple of years later, I've had people in my life come back to me and say, oh gosh, it was so confronting at the time. I just wasn't ready to hear it. And now that a couple of years have passed and many things have happened, and I now see that that was absolutely a truth, I just wasn't ready to be present with it. And now I am. And thank you so much. So that can happen too. But at the time, oh gosh, it feels like a gut punch, and you regret
Yeah.
giving voice to it, or I certainly have. But I, in our conversation, we spoke about this, where I am getting better about practicing that discernment and choosing to not speak it sometimes. And also, if I have spoken it and it isn't received the way that I would hope that it would, and the person needs to retreat a little bit, just trusting in the higher purpose.
Yeah.
And that's hard sometimes, particularly when
Sometimes you
you're
just
under
gotta
your covers
drop it.
bawling your eyes out that you've hurt somebody, or
Yeah.
it's really hard to hold that.
Yeah, you take it for the team. You're taking it for
Yeah.
the team. Sometimes,
Yeah.
like, sometimes you take the kick for being honest, but at least someone said something, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, so that's just part of your design, is that you do know things, and it's, knowing when's the time to speak it. And sometimes you'll get it right, sometimes you'll get it wrong. But ultimately, that's part of the cross you bear, is to have that awareness and the voice. So I like that you've given yourself a context. So, if say you didn't, because you have your coaching circles and you have your clients, so you do have space and permission generally to speak those things. But if you didn't have that, if we were coaching, I would say, okay, the next thing you probably need to do is create a scenario for yourself where that truth is valued. So you've done that yourself. Check. In design. She's in alignment. Good.
Well, my clients, the word witch is used a little bit.
Yeah. Funny you say that. I was thinking that like 1 second ago. I was like, oh, here's the witch. I see it. Actually, yes. I saw it in you. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So, so the design's very long, but we can just here's a small thing. In work, in and out of alignment, you would feel energized, creative, and purposeful. Out of alignment, drained, unappreciated, restless. So you need appreciation. In relation, okay, I think that's a bit too generic. I want to get more specific for you, more specific. Okay. So say you don't feel good sometimes. Here's how human design can be a bit practical. You're not feeling good. You can have this checklist. Have I waited for my emotions to settle? Do I feel open, warm, or tense and cold? Am I saying yes from truth or yes from pressure? Because you've got your root defined, so you would have that pressure to tell the truth. Like, am I allowed to have this pause right now? So you can kind of have a checklist. Does this feel satisfying to me or frustrating? Because your design has satisfaction and frustration as the poles of the to determine, is it working? Yeah, it's like satisfied or frustrated.
Yes.
So let's see. Yeah, life should feel like it's flowing through you. Your body should feel open and alive. You would feel satisfied, inspired, warm, and grounded. When you're out of alignment, you'd feel frustrated, angry, restless. Your body's tight, acting before your emotional clarity arrives. And we could look at this and say, oh, this is for everyone, but it's actually not. This is specific to you. Mine's different, and everyone's is a little bit different. We can learn from other things, but let's go more specific to you. I like looking at your channels. Okay, here's one. The brainwave. Oh, yeah, see, that's tricky. The brainwave. So you've got one of these channels which automatically, it gives you the natural ability to speak intuitive truth in the moment. Now that is hard to have. That's hard.
That's what we've been speaking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's built so we can see also I'm not weird. Like, not that weird is bad, it's weird is very good. But what it's saying is like, I'm built like this, sorry. Deal with it. This is me. This is what you're getting when you're with me. I will say it. Of course you use discernment, but this is what your friends are, your friends, your clients, the people that surround you, they like this,
Sometimes it just comes in so thick and fast. It makes my head spin.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Well, you've got your head is open, so that's another human design term. So that means that you would be channeling very frequently information from higher realms, and the key would be then to be listening. Is this mine, or is this coming from other spaces? What else can we say here? Yeah. So you've got this instantaneous truth of perception. You've also got this teacher quality, which can turn truth into transformation for people. So not only are you able to speak the truth, but you're able to sort of see what it's going to take for someone to get to where they need. You're going to be able to know the path for them.
Yes.
They might not want to take that path, and they may think, oh, you're a know-it-all or something. But you do know it.
Yeah, in our 60-day reset, our members really take it on.
Yeah, good.
It's really extraordinary, and it's life-changing.
Yeah. So
when they start implementing some of these things. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So you've got the gift of being able to see what's the problem, what's the solution, how do we get there? And give that map for people. So that's pretty cool that you're doing that. It's another evidence that you're in alignment. I remember telling you you've got this channel of concentration, which enables people to gather and focus and align with your teaching and the journey. So that's why you can take, not that that's why, but this is part of your ability to take people on that journey, on their health journey, on their skinny journey, on their awakening journey. You can take them on that trip with you. They can concentrate. Not everyone can do that. Not everyone's meant for group energy, but you've got group energy. You've got that community. You've got that responsibility in you. You've got that, what's that word? Yeah. Not heralding, shepherding, that, come on, collective upgrade need. Has to be.
Yeah, upgrade is not a word that I use a lot, but you've been saying it and it's really resonating with me. As I'm listening to you, I am always looking for the upgrade.
Yeah.
With everything.
That's part of your design, wants to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Another one, which I love, is this, transformation. So this is a channel that's got that ancient pulse of evolution through ambition. So that's another way of saying, let's just say upgrade. Like that's like, it's like,
oh gosh, yes, thank you. You're really helping me in this conversation hold my insatiable desire for more. I always see this, or my default position is to see it as something greedy, ugly, like it's part of my monster. No. Why do I always want more? Why can't I just be content and satisfied with what I have?
Yeah.
But thank you. I'm going to think of it as an upgrade. I just want to upgrade.
Yeah, and then upgrade another thing, and then another thing. And also because you've got the 3, it wants to cycle through things. And it's also got that other one, maturation, which wants you to have things from the beginning, middle, end. It wants just to take you through cycles. So it's like, if you just stayed with one thing, where's the cycle in that? That just your energy's not, it's just not interesting. You need a lot of things that just keep going. Like, woo, like a 25 balls juggling. And that's like, I think would be fun for yourself to have all these different things going. So probably different people's projects and journeys. Yeah, yourself. Some people like just one thing. They're very good at it. And they become just like so good at that one thing. Yours wants to be good at many different things and spread the good vibes in lots of different places. What else?
But the shadow of that is this is what I'm hearing, is that you spread yourself too thin and then you burn out.
Yeah. If you say things, if you're saying yes to things that aren't 100% true to you, because you can do all the things. So it's like, okay, but what do I really want to do? Yeah. And how do I take care of myself in the mix? Because your energy naturally wants to take care of others and improve everything. But what about you? So you have to become the central. Yeah. So that can easily get swept out of it. And then that's when probably the system would shut down. Yeah. You've got this wanting as well. So the more of the finer details in your design is wanting. So it just wants. That's just how it is. It just wants. It's just like, it's just like the satisfaction. It's an ever ongoing. There's never an end. It'll just want, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, do you know what's so interesting as you're talking to me? My gut is rumbling and making noises. I don't know if you can all hear this, but the small intestine is the center of discernment. And as I'm taking in this information, I'm having a visceral physical reaction to this. Like I mean, it's all resonating, but I'm just finding this fascinating, just physiologically.
What's it saying?
It's just stirring it up in this really incredible way, because everything that you're saying, I just go, yes, that's how I am. Yes. But it's not shocking to me that that's what's happening, because I am very in tune with my body, but it's just still of interest just to observe
Yeah.
it going on, because my stomach doesn't grumble. Yeah, my gut, I should say, it doesn't grumble like this.
Yeah, that's
Hardly
funny.
ever. So it's just I'm having this full body, I'm full body listening. Let's just call it that. Yeah. Wow.
When I heard myself said roll call, it's like getting all the parts of you, like, and we're here,
Yes.
and we're here too, like everyone's included.
Yes. Yes.
I
And
like
tasting.
yeah,
When you use
taste.
that
That's what
word.
that's what I'm
Oh
just
gosh,
looking
yeah.
at
I'm in
right
tune. I'm
now.
hearing that. I'm hearing that
Yeah.
word. Okay, thank you. That's why they're showing me. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
got it.
I just think it's
Okay.
funny that part of your cognition is through taste, and you've built so much around actual taste, like
Yes.
tasting food, but then it's like tasting experiences, tasting people, that it's taste. So you perceive truth through subtle preferences, what's right and what's off, like that's very subtle taste. Trust your literal and energetic palate. Taste for food, people, aesthetics, and ideas. That's your compass. What do you have to say about that? It's so
I
cool.
say that is exactly how I am. When
It's
I watch
uncanny.
a movie, when I read a book, when I read poetry, when I listen to music, when I'm cooking, when I'm developing recipes, when I meet somebody else, you're right. That is the sense that leads me with everything. What does it taste like? It just blows my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely how it's absolutely what guides me with everything.
Yeah.
Love, how I experience love. It's all about taste.
That's so nice.
Mm.
So
What's yours? I'm just curious.
I think mine is smell. Mine is smell. Yeah, I feel like I want it to be taste, but it smells. I want it to be taste. It smells.
I mean,
Something smells off.
Yeah, I mean, my senses are very, very, very heightened. I mean, to the point of being oversensitive to a degree. I can sense when the altitude changes, things like that. But my sense of taste is really, really, really heightened.
Yeah, good.
So that this is just making so much sense to me.
Yeah, and it also says, you're a mover. Your body needs to move. It learns through movement, whereas some people learn better through just absolute still. You're a motion person,
Yes.
emotion in motion, and your brain is always active. So you won't be someone. I found one thing about human design to be helpful when people think they need to, especially when meditating, they think they need to stop thinking, but not. I mean, it's hard to stop thinking. Anyways, but yours not going to, so don't even try.
I'm mindful meditation is where it's at for me.
Yeah,
I have to set an intention and be thinking about it. I've done every meditation class around the world you can think of, trying to make myself be someone that's going to find the truth through the absolute stillness. But I've accepted and I now celebrate my path to experiencing that.
Yeah. I like how you know yourself so well, and I like how you love and value yourself. I really love that. I find it's so beautiful and inspiring, and it's really cool.
Oh gosh, thank you. I mean, that's a daily practice and a moment-to-moment practice, and I spectacularly fail at that throughout the day, every day, as we all do. But you would know this as a coach. The F word is just the most terrifying word. You don't want to be a fraud. So if I am coaching others in celebrating and loving themselves, which is, the number one mandate for all of the participants in our program, is to practice self-love and to celebrate yourself and believe that you deserve the very best and use your voice and look after yourself. And if I'm going to be every day encouraging others to do that, I need to be practicing what I preach every day, even if it's difficult or I'm a fraud. And I don't ever want to be that. So even when it's incredibly uncomfortable, which it is every day at some point, you've got to step up into it and have the courage to accept the consequences of your intuition and truth.
I love
and
that.
heart song.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes it's more challenging than others, for sure.
Yeah. And then we get another day, hopefully.
Yes, thank
Start
you.
again.
Yes. Or another breath or another
Yeah.
moment. Can be today. But yeah,
Yeah.
we get
Yeah.
another chance. Every breath is
Reset.
another chance. Yes.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yes.
It's true. I love
Yes.
it. So I really am vibing and inspired. So more. So let me see. Trust your timing. Okay, so your energetic is a navigator. You're one who holds a compass that points toward what's real, alive, and aligned. Your knowing is just there. So that's like a sphinx as well. I think that's part of that sphinx quality is that you just know. Um, you don't know how you know, and you won't necessarily be able to explain that, which could be slightly complicated because the one wants to have the source, but then I suppose if you've got your spiritual if you're in touch, then you can just say, I just know source energy. This is just channel, and we don't need to explain where it comes from. So accepting that about yourself, that you don't need the facts to prove it, just is that you just know. That would be faithful to yourself, because then you become a map.
Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for that. Look, I mean, Skinny 60 and the 60-day reset and coaching inside of that community has really helped me give myself permission to trust the knowing that you can't really explain why you can hear what's going on with other people, why I can know what the path is, know what to say to them. And look, in the beginning, I was afraid of it, I think, because it was just coming so clearly. And then I would say it to one person and they would be like, how do you know that? And then it would be the next person and the next person and the next person. And, obviously now that there's been thousands of people and it happens every week, I do trust it. But it is one of those things where I don't put that on our information page, for new members, because how do you put that into words? You don't want to scare people off by saying, and then now I get people coming and going, oh, I'm in this shaman group and they said, no, you need to go to that program because you're going to get this, and you're not going to know that you're going to get this from her, but you're going to get it. And that's what you need. And that's the key to everything, and that's happening more and more and more now. And before I would have gone, well, hang on a second. I don't know, because, we're a real science-based thing and it's all about the nutrition and the this. But but thank you for helping me see that I would not be being true to myself and the way that I coach people. And I believe is part of the secret sauce of why our program works so well for so many people. It's that piece. And so to shy away from it, I would not be. Oh, and also, it's coming up for me as well, not bringing my full power to a client, just like, you've learned to bring all these different modalities as a coach. I wouldn't be helping someone to the best of my ability if I didn't allow those intuitive hits to come forward. So yeah, thank you. Yeah. Okay.
And also in this new world that we're entering, I would want to work with someone who's got access to the higher faculties, so if I'm looking to join your program, I would want to see the word quantum or intuition or meditation, or at minimum mindfulness. I mean, at bare minimum, like, these days we're dealing at a higher level. So,
thank you for saying that, because it brings me back to what you said about yourself earlier in our conversation of, oh God, what are people going to think? It's a little bit out there and, pseudoscience-y, and denying that part of yourself to begin with. And then when you embraced that part of you, you stepped into another level of your power.
Yeah. And then you attract people like that.
And now sharing it with us in the most beautiful way.
and you attract people of the same. So
Yes.
I've also found that anyone, everyone a lot of people pretend that they don't have, a spiritual side. A lot of people, a lot of people we know don't, but there's still a lot of people that do. But then when push comes to shove, almost everyone's got like either the ghost story or, some sort of miracle that happened to them or a secret belief system. So, people are intuitive and channeling and doing all kinds of crazy stuff, whether they admit it or not. And so sometimes by being ourselves and admitting that that's one of the skills that we use, allows them to do that too. And then it's just better. It's more fun also.
Look, and also what's coming up for me is you attract the people that are meant to be in your world right now. Whatever that means and however that's going to play out, and trying to be all things to all people results in you diluting how you can be there for people. And so I mean, that's again it's a daily practice to remind ourselves to claim who we are, share who we are, with discernment, of course, but isn't it, every interaction is an invitation to be.
And who doesn't want to work with a witch? You know what I mean? It's the best. Like, I mean,
I literally, when I got on, and spoke to Amy Stanton, the episode before this one, she went, "Oh, you're a witch." Like immediately as she started talking to me, and I just went, why do you say that? And I got weird about it, even though lots of people say that to me. But, anyway, it was just, it's interesting how it's of interest how we react, what comes forward,
Yeah. So it's cool. So I think something else that's good with your clients that is helpful is, so because you've got that orientational navigational tool, people look to you for guidance and you're guiding people, but the lower version of you would have been to think that you have to walk the path for them, do the fixing. But the higher version is like, this is the map, it's yours to walk. Let me know if you need any help, right? So I'm sure you probably would have had to learn inspiration over control.
Oh, thank you. That is such a great
one.
way to put it. Inspiration over control. You know what? You're right. Something's coming up for me. When we first started the 60-day reset, 7 years ago now, you're right. I would reach out to people that we didn't hear from. A few weeks would go by. Oh, what happened to that person? I hope that they're still doing it. What's going on? And I would reach out to them. What do you need? How can we help you? And then as the years went on, I realized that's not real life. That's actually not how it works. And I would be doing people a disservice and enabling. And anyway, that has been an interesting journey for me, and continues to be as a coach.
It's disempowering to chase them.
There you go.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
It is.
That's it.
Yeah, they know how to get a hold of you. They know the rules.
Yes.
They're adults.
Oh, but I just want everybody to be the healthiest person they can be. And I just know, come on, you can do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, that is a daily practice. I mean, I had something happen today where I know somebody's struggling. I actually did reach out, because someone will come to me as I'm making my smoothie or something in the morning.
Yeah.
And, oh gosh, they'll come into my mind and I'll go, oh gosh, okay, they're struggling. Let me reach out to them. So, I mean, I still do it in a way, but yeah, that is something
there's a way
have
to do
hold
it
in balance.
Yeah, there's a way to do it also that's appropriate or inappropriate. There's a way to do it that's empowering, and there's a way, just, you came to mind. I'm thinking about you. If you need any of the resources, remember where they are. You're a wonderful person. We all care about you, or, whatever the message.
Thank you.
As long as it doesn't take your energy,
Yes.
I guess that's a giving you more work. Like anyway, it's very, very interesting, but that's part of your pathway, and then being in your integrity there. Yeah. Your role is to stay faithful to your own direction, because if you, I guess if you're the map and you're the navigator, but if you imagine if the navigator, the one who's at the front of the line, is like going all through the lineup, like everyone starts to crash into each other, right? And then, or if they're boats, like they're all like, whoa, where are we going? Oh, it's this way, you don't know. Your job is, yeah, so we can see it like that. But that's part of your soul lesson. So I guess like the design you brought in is the gifts and the tools and some stuff, the structure for your success and satisfaction. But then, yeah, you would have embedded some of your soul lessons inside of this. So probably one of your soul lessons, would be to not enable or facilitate, to try to do someone else's journey just because you could find the path so easy for them and do it for them. You just quickly walk there and it'll be done. But they have to do that walk, and you have to learn to witness, or
Oh gosh,
I don't think it's that easy.
That painful lesson in my marriage with my husband, who was an alcoholic. Absolutely, it was. Yeah, it was a very potent example of what you're talking about, for sure.
I can feel that would have been a stinger.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I would have had a bit of a bitter taste at points. So.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's lots more, but ultimately, you're designed to be a visionary architect of transformation. So bringing things into form, but using discernment and channeling, and bringing that information through, and then putting out the map and saying, who's interested? We're going this way. This is the information. This is the solid information. I'm doing it first. If you're interested, come along, let's go. And by the way, your fly's open. By the way, your shirt's on backwards. Anyways, keep coming, like it's sort of, so it's a very, very special, very powerful, very magnetic, majestic, cool design you've chose to show up and lead with, and I love it. I'm really happy for you. I'm happy for me that I get to be in your energy too.
Oh, I'm happy I get to be in your energy.
So I think we'll leave it at that, but it can go deeper and deeper. And
gosh,
if we were doing a session, we would do maybe some healing inside of it. We'd look at one of your problems. We might go your inner child, like I said, or we might use a different tool to help you find a decision, or go into your body. There's lots of little portals we might go through. So it would be talking, healing, coaching. It's a mix, but so that's what I want to bring to you and share it. See how cool human design is?
Oh, it's
really
so cool. I just
I love it.
I cannot get enough of it. I mean, it just feels really true to me.
Yeah.
And again, you haven't said anything to me that doesn't resonate very very
Yeah.
So, it is, I can't get enough of it. I think
even
it's incredible.
Your intestines like,
Yeah, right. Oh, well, listen, I'm getting a full body yes to this, and all the feels,
That's
and
fun.
my body temperature's been changing as I've been listening to you, and it's so great. I'm just utterly fascinated by this.
Yeah, it's cool.
So I'm just interested in knowing more about. I mean, this is my human design, isn't it? I want to upgrade now my understanding and getting inside of your coaching of some of the other modalities that you're pulling from in order to help somebody celebrate their human design.
Yeah.
So have you had a situation where you've done a reading where somebody is quite confronted perhaps by something that you say about their design, or wanting to be different or something like that?
Not specifically.
Or does everybody go yes when you do the readings?
No, some people, but there's a lot of yeses because people, are more, it's very validating, but when it comes to but why aren't, so usually we don't, so we can just do one-off readings, which is like, it might be my lowest offer, right? It's just like we look at your design. But if we're looking at working together, we're looking at what's your vision? What's your vision? Before we look at this, I look at your design first. Then you tell me your vision. Then we map out what that future looks like in your mind, and in mine we use our double intuition to go into a future vision. First of all, in our imaginations, and then we might, we write it out, and it becomes almost a meditation. And then we look at your design. How do we facilitate this future vision using all your design, basically? So that's all pretty positive. But where it gets tricky is when it's like, okay, so you're built for this. You're built for that, to write that film, to create that show, to pitch that story, but you're not doing it. So we know that it's not because it's not aligned with your design. It is, but so where's the fear? So I can look inside all of the design and find your fear, but it's just easier for me to do it a faster way. Shortcut is just like, what's in your body? What might that belief be? And then I just burrow in through that. My energy is a healer, and it's like a precision sort of instrument that goes inside the belief structure to try to root out maybe what the problem is, and where the misunderstanding came that you're not good enough. Where does that come from? Let's just fix that, and then we change the future becomes a lot easier because we don't have that block. So yeah, the resistance is, the design's generally quite a positive celebratory experience. It's when we go to try to create and manifest in reality where the resistance comes, and then that is the design can show you why it would have made it hard for you to do that. And if you are in alignment with your truth, it's going to be easier. But your conditioning from your trauma, your society, your parents, your ex, your culture, your gender, that is what's blocking. So then we have to clear that block. Yeah. So we use different tools. We use NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. We use some other weird stuff I make up. I don't know what it is yet.
Tell me about some weird stuff you've made up.
Oh,
now
all
I have
kinds
to know.
of stuff. Oh, I make up stuff all the time. So say a good one that maybe if someone else has this idea, but I make them up with my clients. I love it. Oh, geez. Okay, just a very easy, simple one that I made up recently is, I don't think, did we do it? It's just, you have a choice. You're not sure which path you're going to take. Okay, so for example, I have a client that I work with. We're trying to decide if she goes to Greece with her husband, with her father, or goes without and just brings her and her kids and her ex-husband that she's trying to divorce, her and her kids and her father, or just her and her kids. And so we just did a process that came to me very quickly. It's not a revolutionary, but it was really awesome. We go into a small meditative state with our eyes closed, and we imagine 3 doors. And then we walk through the first door with the husband. We can future imagine what is that experience going to be like with him. Then we walk out. Then we take space. Then we walk through the one with her dad. Then we walk out. Then we walk through the one with just her and her kids. And in the end, we pick the dad. It's easiest. So she can measure, just clear pathway. How do we measure that? It's just a decision. So it's not really exactly related to design, but I knew her design anyways.
Well, but it is. I mean, it feels very related.
Yeah, that's
how you would, potentially support somebody.
Yeah, and then I ask, what's in your body? What does your body say? So I would know what her decision-making tool is. So for you, I would say, what are all the feelings that are coming up? And I would go through them very quickly with you to make sure that we're not stuck on one of them. And then I might say, what's your body? Where is it open? Is it closed? Is it, whereas with me, you wouldn't really necessarily, you could go into my body, but it won't make as much a difference as it was usually. Much of it's stuck in my head. So it's fun.
Oh, fun is the word. Yeah. I mean, I could just talk about this all day long.
Yeah, and we will. We'll walk and talk more.
Oh, yeah, we'll keep walking and talking for sure. Gosh, listener, I hope hearing some of my reading gives you a taste of what you can experience when you get a reading. So what to come to you for a reading, what information do we have to give you to have to get our human design?
Very simple. You just message me, you can go through my website through Acuity or even Instagram, whatever. I'm pretty easy to get a hold of. And
we'll put all the links in the show notes for sure.
Thank you. I just need birth date, birth time, birthplace. And if you don't know your birth time, then we've got a few systems to work that out. That's a funny one as well.
So
But
why do we need those three things? I
okay,
should have asked you this in the
no,
beginning. Sorry about that.
that's a very good question, because the
Yeah.
whole human design is built on all of the planets that were in alignment, and not just the planets, but stars that were in alignment when you were born. Not only on your born, but 88 days before you were born, it creates this whole body graph. You'll see it. You've seen it. It looks like a map.
Yes.
It's an energy map. It's so you need that information. That's the everything shoots from there. Everything shoots from that space when you were born. It's all built from there, but built 88 days before you're born, when your soul, I guess, maybe, it's hard to know, but I'm guessing descends from other dimension,
You know what?
where it comes from.
I'm a really high information gatherer when it comes to science.
Yeah.
Like really. I mean, I need multiple sources. It needs to be peer reviewed. It needs to be undeniable.
That's the
all
one.
that. When it comes to this sort of stuff, the fact that in these two readings that you've given me, you have not said one single thing that didn't resonate with me. I just knew. Yeah, that's exactly how I am. I don't even care. I mean, I'm at that place, right, where I don't even care. I mean, I'm interested, but it's just fun is the truth of it. This is the other thing, like to come full circle to your, oh God, what are people going to think? You know, is this the work of Satan? You know, it's probably what some people say, right?
Yeah.
But it's not hurting anybody.
No,
it's not hurting anybody.
It's so
like
beautiful.
It's just, how is it any different than sitting opposite somebody and them listening to you in a traditional psychotherapy sense and them saying, well, I'm thinking that you're projecting onto blah, 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 or whatever they might say, you know, in psychoanalytical terms. To me, I don't think it's any different. I mean, I just, if something helps you to come to a greater awareness and understanding of your behavior with a view to making better choices in the future that feel good for you and feel good for the people that you're in relationship with, that's just a win-win. There's no losing here for me.
There's no losing. Yeah,
there's
you're
no
right.
losing.
Yeah.
And you know, we spoke about this. You know, I love that Nelson Mandela quote. You know, I never lose. I either win or I learn.
Yeah.
There's only winning.
That's so classic of your type in your profile. Well, of course you would say that.
I actually wish that it was mine, but it's Nelson's and we love him. And, you know, but, there is only winning. There's only winning. And sometimes it comes wrapped in dog shit and it's uncomfortable and challenging and we don't want to look at it and all the things. But it just always takes us to a better place. Yeah. So I love this tool. Thank you so much for sharing your zone of genius so openly. Thank you for these beautiful readings. I'm so excited to have more conversations with you and more walks. And dear listener, oh God, enter Amanda's world and go and get your human design done. And I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, it's cool. Thank you so much. What a joyful experience.
So I always close every episode with the same question. When you have a dream in your heart and you don't feel like you have what it takes to make it happen, what do you say? Or what would you say to a client?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't believe them that they don't have what it takes. And I would say, is that really you that's saying that? You know, I would want to find out which part of them thinks that they would have this dream and that they don't have what it takes. So first of all, I would say, what part of you does believe that this can come true for you? And I would want to work with that person. And second thing that I think is really important is the dreams are really important to materialize and realize, but I like the journey is where my focus usually is, who we become on the way. So I would probably steer out of that question as quick as I can and just get on with it.
I love it. I love it. Oh, thank you for this beautiful conversation.
Thank you.
And how you show up in the world. Oh, I just want all of you to get your human design reading done by Amanda. Was that helpful to have her do a bit of my reading? I know it was a compressed example, but I haven't done that before with a guest where they've done a reading on a podcast episode, but we thought that might give you a bit of an idea of what a reading would feel like. So please let me know in a review or on the Facebook group. Human design is just a self-awareness tool. So to get your human design read, you just need your birth date, your time, and place of birth. And it just reveals the energetic structure you were born with. It's like an energetic user manual. And just like fingerprints, no two charts are the same. And it's not a personality or a preference. It's just a map of how you're wired, the way your energy, your emotions, intuition, your mind move through you when you're behaving in alignment with your nature. So human design brings together ancient wisdom and modern science. It combines astrology, how the planets and stars were aligned when you were born and 88 days before you were born, the I Ching archetypes of consciousness, the Kabbalah, the pathways of energy and awareness, the chakra system, quantum physics, and then all these systems merge into a framework to create your body graph chart. And each design has its own mechanics. So as you heard from a little bit of Amanda's reading with me, your human design chart reveals how your energy flows, your type, how you make decisions, which is your authority, how you connect with people, your definition, your purpose and direction, which is your incarnation cross, the environment and the rhythms that help you thrive, your learning style, the way you digest and perceive truth, your gifts and talents and sensitivities, the shadow aspects of your energetic patterns, and how aligned you are with your true nature. Are you accepting yourself? So basically, it shows the difference between who you think you should be and who you actually are. So as Amanda said, knowing your human design just can help us make decisions better, make more clearer and easier decisions, use our energy more efficiently, can help us attract and connect with people and opportunities that fit, and just move through life with less resistance and more flow. So as she was saying, most of us are growing up in ways that don't fit our energy. We're pushing when we're meant to wait. We please when we're meant to lead. We overthink when our body already knows the answer. So human design can just help us stop fighting our nature, accept it, celebrate it, work with it, as opposed to against it. And I loved when she said it can just help us trust our energy more rather than our conditioning. I'm really interested in how she's using human design as a coach to just bring greater awareness to the choices that we're making, what's working, what's not working, where are our blocks, where's the resistance, where are the shadows and the fears showing up, are they running the show? Instead of trying to be something that we're not in order to please other people, we can celebrate our nature and just run with the wolves, as Amy Stanton was saying in last week's episode, when Amanda said human design just makes coaching faster for her. She can cut through the conditioning, the masks. I loved when she said intuitive coaching is like plugging a USB into someone's energy. And the vision work that she does, she looks at the design, then the map of what the future looks like in our mind. What did she say? We use our double intuition to go into the future vision. So first the vision is in the imagination, then we write it out and it becomes almost like a meditation. And then she looks at your design with you, the belief structure, to root out the obstacles so you can work through how to facilitate your vision. And because Amanda is trained in a variety of different modalities, sessions can look a lot of different ways. You may do some healing work, some neuro-linguistic programming, some inner child work. I mean, there's so many different things that she can do. You may just get a reading. It's whatever feels comfortable for you. I'm really intrigued as to how we can utilize and leverage just the data that we get, even for fun with relationships, knowing what your superpowers, your energy is, recognizing that of those people in your life and people you might work with, appreciating your strength, the strengths of others, celebrating the differences and the magic that happens when we come together. And how she's using it as a parent to know her design, those of her children, to adjust her parenting style to each kid and understand them better. Just creates a lot more ease and flow in relationships. And in business, making decisions that are in alignment with how you feel. What is your natural inclination? What does the next move feel like? And just noticing, how do you make decisions? Is it instinctual? Is it physical? Is it emotional? Is it in the gut? Is it a flash of light in your mind? What does a yes and no feel like in your body? Are you saying yes from a place of truth or from pressure? Is it yours or somebody else's? And when she was asking about boundaries and burnout, the constant balancing act of discernment and choosing to have boundaries around our time and around our yeses and nos. They have to be our yeses and our nos. Giving ourselves permission to have boundaries when making decisions. It's okay to say, I just need some time to think about this. We often feel like we can't ask for that. What are your determining poles for something that isn't working? So mine are satisfaction and frustration. So is it making me feel satisfied or am I frustrated? What are yours? I really liked what she said about allowing the pause, just allowing the pause to just check in with yourself. For me, it would be, does this feel satisfying to me or is it frustrating? The 3 doors exercise, we can all do that by ourselves. If we're wanting to make a decision, imagine the 3 doors, walking through each door, and what does that experience feel like? What does your body say? Is it open or is it closed? And then checking in with those poles again. And this idea that we were talking about, that we always get another chance. And we just can give ourselves permission that with every choice is another chance. And it doesn't have to be tomorrow's another day. It can be the next breath, the next moment, later today. And, Amanda's It Has to Be Me, starting Lord of the Fries. I loved when she said, I didn't even know that I was dreaming it. It just kept unfolding, that her and her husband wanted to create something that was meaningful and that matched their values. And they just kept searching. Is this the right thing? Doesn't feel right. No. Then they came across the food, came along the food truck, and then the rest is history. And they built it into this huge business. I loved what she said about trial and error and failure is all just part of feedback. And that feedback informs the next choice and the next one and the next one. And gosh, when she asked, what sense do you lead with? It absolutely is taste for me. Taste is the sense that leads everything for me. Those of you that have got the Blender Girl cookbooks, have made things off my website, or in Skinny 60 or in our program and love all the recipes and know that they're full of flavor. If you're listening and you know me, you know that is how I move through the world. It's all about taste. I'm constantly wanting to taste things, digest things, food, people, places, aesthetics, ideas, experiences. And I perceive truth, what feels right and what doesn't, through subtle preferences of taste. And so just learning to trust. I've learned to trust my literal and energetic palate through taste. So that's my compass. So Amanda says for her, it's smell. So what is it for you? What is the sense that leads you through life? Oh, it's such an interesting inquiry to sit with. I'm going to be constantly thinking about all of my experiences now, how taste helps me navigate when I meet somebody, anything. Oh gosh, I'm just so interested to hear from you as well. So please leave a review or put it in the Facebook group, because this is just something that is just going to keep reverberating for me for many years to come. Likewise, what do you need in order to feel safe? And then, are you a motion person, or do you respond better with stillness? I think we're both a mixture of things. But for me, for the most part, things need to move. It's all about emotion, energy in motion. So for me, that is where, I get the most momentum. I feel the most comfortable. I feel like things are moving and flowing for me, because it's my nature now that I've done the human design. I don't try and fight it and think, oh gosh, I better be someone that meditates. And that's where all my epiphanies come from. Like I am a mindful meditator, but I don't try and pretend that I can completely shut off my mind, because my mind is always going. So again, I would be just so interested to hear what's coming up for you. And I really, again, just like when I was talking with Justin and London on their episode, I love how she's framing wanting more that I've spoken about on many episodes, that I really struggle with thinking that that's greedy and bad. And, it's just seeking an upgrade, wanting to upgrade things, wanting them to be better. And I feel like that sits with me in a really beautiful place. So I'm really grateful for that. And I hope that resonates for you as well. I really love human design. And, it's pseudoscience. That's what we would put it in that bucket. And Amanda was very honest about the resistance that she had to it and what people were thinking, but it's not hurting anybody. You just get a reading. As you heard from me getting my reading, if something helps you come into greater awareness and understanding of your behavior with a view to making better choices in your life that feel good and can feel good for the other people in your life and can actually improve your relationships and for you to experience more ease and flow, for you to understand other people better and for them to understand you, that's a good thing. And that's not hurting anybody. So I'm a huge believer in it. I love it. And it was fun to get that reading and just think about myself in that way. So I hope, again, that was helpful for you. And I highly recommend getting a reading. It's just fun. And just to open that line of inquiry and sit with that to bring a greater awareness to your behavior. So you can connect with Amanda at amandaleigh.walker.com. All the links are in the show notes. Connect with her on social media. Have you had your human design read? I'd love to hear about it. So again, share in the Facebook group or leave a review. I would love to hear what resonated with you from this episode.
I want to hear about your It Has to Be Me story. So head on over to ithastobeme.com/stories to share it in our free community. You can also join the conversations we're having about this episode and others. I'm Tess Masters. Join me next week and we'll dive inside another great story to help us go from dreaming to doing.